Welcome to Rauta's Underground Trio. Once again, we have 3 different albums and 3 different styles from 3 different parts of the world. And first, I will introduce them in alphabetical order and then worst to best according to my own opinion. Feel free to disagree as always. This is just to give you a little bit of idea what's going on in the underground. And as such, we'll guide you through that. Or whatever. So first, in alphabetical order, we have a Black Ceremony with an album called Opus. So far, the only band from Colombian band which later relocated to United States. Then we have a Kerberos, a rather new album from Switzerland, and this is symphonic death metal with lots of fancy and weird ideas. And last but not least, we have this German project von jeglichem. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. This was actually given me, according to this part of information here, as a gift with some other releases back in the days. So 2 of these are actually a little bit older ones, and one is very fresh from 2025. Now let's change the order according to my own opinion from worst to best. Switzerland. Kerberos is here with their new album. I think this is the second album by this 4-piece of a band, and their style is very, very confusing. Now, I try not to be mean here, but I'm gonna say it out loud. This album has absolutely nothing that I can be really proud of and happy about. Musically, this is labeled as symphonic death metal. First of all, that already rubs me the wrong way. When I want death metal, I don't want it symphonic. I want it to be brutal, heavy, evil, dark, pretty much like, black metal, but obviously different ways of executing that. This one does not any of them. Well, this is heavy on certain parts, but let me get it this way. You have opera vocals, both guys and girls, well, or female, male, whatever. And then you have clean vocals, but also growly vocals. You have instruments which feel very, very much misplaced on this album. So this 29 minutes for me was more a suffering than enjoyment. Really, I kid you not. There's nothing really I can be happy about this album except that when it ended. To be honest, this is a very, very confusing one because certain parts it's more like death metal. Then you have the symphonic elements come into game and you're already like, what the hell? And then you have these opera vocals which are like cheap-ass version of Therion coming into play, and I'm already like, please, don't, please. What the hell is going on here? To me, it's a weird fucking mess. To call it a hipster kind of a album, in the sense of being experimental, avant-garde-ish, artistic and all that stuff is just, how to put it nicely. It's belittling the whole thing. Now, this is very, very selected audience. There are some people, I'm sure, who are going to like it. I mean, I was checking out and reviewing this on Radio Music side, and there were some people who are giving 4 stars. Most of them, not so much. Unfortunately, this is too much an experimental mess. It's almost like, say you want a pizza, then you put some vodka on it and some strawberry jam, and you're like, enjoy. It's gonna be weird hybrid, but I'm sure it's for somebody. So yeah, proceed with caution. Then this Black Ceremony, Opus is very, very different. This is quite the opposite of the given album because, to be honest, this is very basic second wave black metal, and nothing fundamentally different here. This is melodic at a certain degree, certain level of aggression and all that stuff, but really doesn't really challenge you in any ways. What is curious, by the way, that this CD, look at this is a mess. It's stained as if someone rubbed his, back sweat on it and then put it in the CD. What is even weirder, this was wrapped in plastic. So it's not like someone sent me some weird ass broken copy as such, but it was really wrapped in plastic, so I don't know what's going on. As such, obviously my CD player wouldn't even play it. I don't know what the hell is going on with this one. This is a little bit older release, already 2021 or so it has been waiting for its turn quite some time, because when it arrived here, it was already late to the party, as in old in deliver. So it had been waiting here for its turn to be part of Underground Trio for some while. And the funny thing is, there is no newer albums by this very band. Don't know what's going on because this band has been there for eternity. They used to operate under different names. Before that, Lemures. So that's why there is this song called Lemures on this Digipack 2. But like I said, this CD wouldn't work for me, so in review purposes I was just listening to it on Spotify, which obviously does the trick. But music-wise, like I said, this is pretty basic black metal, nothing to really be hated, or, nothing really to, get too excited about. It does its job, but once you're kind of gone through a couple of spins, you're pretty much like, this didn't evoke any of their bigger, passions or emotions in me. Just kind of a basic, nice B-class black metal. To be enjoyed easily, to be forgotten, unfortunately, as easily. Still looking forward what these guys have in the future. Who knows? Just next time, I hope this won't be another self-financed CD with such problems. Now, worth mentioning is all of these are self-financed, so these are really, really underground stuff in an indie sense of things. Then, like I said, last but not least, we have this German tape. And this is a weird project because it has a lot of releases, and because they are self-financed, nobody's putting stop to it and saying like, don't release so much. This is almost like a troll laughing at those feeble attempts to stop it. So very simplistic tape here. And that's pretty much of it. Even the CD seems like self-copied because my tape player is busted and doesn't work. That's like this CD wouldn't do the job for this one. I reviewed on Bandcamp. Now music, I assume it's very much the same as in this tape, but we wouldn't really know if this was some dirty old man telling me pornographic stories and all. Jokes aside, this is instrumental black metal combining together some droney elements, borderline ambient. And it works nicely. This is MCD length, so it's pretty easy to go through. One you even might say this is a kind of a demo-ish take on that. Now, if you have heard previous albums by this very band, you know what to expect. I have heard a few, so I wasn't surprised when this came out. Actually pretty soothing in a way. Kind of a soundtrack like, goes a little bit on the background with the instrumental parts, no singing whatsoever. And because not everything is exactly metal. There is, in fact, more droney stuff than metallic stuff, but the metallic stuff kind of goes in nicely. So it's an interesting hybrid for that sense, and nothing annoying about it. The only problem is there are no real, high points. There are no real memorable moments as such. So a little bit like demo-ish approach in that sense and all. So once again, 3 different releases from various parts of the world: Switzerland, Germany, and Colombia or USA. I don't know what's the official status for this given band. Now, links are provided in the description box, so start checking out the music in case I got you interested in some of these. And don't get mad at me if you didn't like him. If you did, hey, that's a happy thing. So off you go, and see you soon with more underground videos coming your way. Bye.